If President Trump, Tucker, asked you to be in his cabinet, would you say yes or no, and why?
I don't think I'm in danger of that happening. I guess I just proved I'm kind of a lunatic who can't keep his opinions to himself, so probably not the guy you want in your cabinet. Can you imagine being in a cabinet meeting? And Epstein was murdered. It's like, I don't think so. No, I don't think anyone's going to ask me to serve in any position like that. I don't think I'm suited for it. One of the things I have disliked all my life and had no respect for are people who get out of their lane. Do what you're good at. Each person is born, most of your skills are just inborn. Sorry, no one wants to say that. It's just true. I have a lot of kids. I see it in my kids. I'm sure you see it in your kids. Like, that kid is good at one thing, that kid's good at another. The whole point of life is to figure out what the gifts are you were born with that God gave you and hone them and stick with them. Like, everyone's like telling kids, well, you should learn to this. No, don't learn to do anything. Take the things that you're naturally good at and become amazing at them. You will be happy and successful if you do that. And I try to apply that to myself. Like, I like what I do. I think I'm above average at it. I've done fine doing it. So I'm not a hubris guy. I don't imagine that just because I can do a popular show on the internet that I could, run the Treasury Department. I just don't think that. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I drop dead. Period. And the other thing is, I just don't like political people. I just don't. I just don't. I like Trump a lot. I like some people around Trump, but in general, anyone who desperately wants to wield power over other people should not have any power at all. Any person who worships money should be broke. I just don't believe in that. I don't think you should worship power or money. I think you should serve other people. I really believe that. I mean that too. And so I don't want to be around people who want a ton of power, you creep. I don't want to be in the same room with them. I don't want to have dinner with them. I just don't like them at all. And if you live in Washington, you have to spend they're in the next booth at the Palm, and they're just disgusting to me. So I mean that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Tucker, first off, I want to say thank you. I've really got into your show in 2017 when you started on, full-time on Fox. It was so eye-opening, so amazing, and I don't think you take enough credit for the effect that you've had over the past 4 years in waking people up. I don't believe we would have had the same results if it wasn't for you, Joe, Elon, people like Joe Polish even, waking people up and making it mainstream. So thank you. I know you've had people at your doors. I know you've been threatened. Your family's been threatened. You're a patriot, brother, and I love you for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You kind of shut down my question, but I'm going to vehemently disagree with you. You would be the greatest press secretary in the history of the United States. Take the freaking job.
Can you imagine? No, I think I used to say to reporters who worked for me, I would always have the same rule. I'd always give them the same lecture. And I would say, you can't, you should be passionate about things, but if you can't cover your own girlfriend because you love her. So your view of her is totally distorted. I always say to my wife, who's almost 56, I'm like, I think you're just totally hot. Maybe you're not. I have no idea what you look like at this point, but I think you're hot. Because my view of my wife is so distorted because I like her. And I think the same is true for hate. If you hate someone, you should not be covering the person because you can't see their humanity. You're just blinded by rage. And I feel that way about the national media. I mean, I really mean it. I dislike them. I know conservatives are always telling you how much they hate the media. I hate the media. Imagine if you're me and you spent your whole life with them and you know them all personally and you know just how corrupt they are, that they would, and they have, sat there and told lies that put people in prison, separated them from their children. I could not be in a briefing room full of people like that. I would just be spitting hate at them, and I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be around people I hate, and I really mean it. I would be up there screaming at them. You know what I mean? And saying horrible things to them, really horrible, personal things. You know what I mean? Because I know what they've done, and I would just say it. And I don't, that's not the Christian way, and I don't want to be that guy. So no, I can't do that job.
So all these companies are always telling you how much money they're giving to charity. Oh, we're so charitable. But what are the charities they're giving to? These brands that you buy that you have in your house, you don't even want to know. Very often they're charities that don't have the same values that your family has. Sometimes they're charities that don't like your family at all. But when you use Pure Talk, which is a cell phone company a lot of us use, you can be certain that your money is going to charities that you yourself would give to, veteran-led companies, for example. To date, Pure Talk has gotten rid of $10 million in debt held by veterans. They've spent tens of thousands more every month to help prevent veteran suicide. They just gave $50,000 to Mike Rowe Works, which gives scholarships to veterans learning the trades after they leave military service, et cetera, et cetera. So you've seen companies, once again, we're not going to name names, Bud Light, but that do business with lunatics. Again, charities that run contrary to your worldview, that despise your worldview, but with Pure Talk, you don't have to worry about that. This is a company that supports causes that you can support. Pure Talk gives you the same great cell service that America's most dependable 5G networks provide for half the cost. They also support small businesses with excellent and affordable business plans. They are powering us here at TCN, so we can vouch for it, and they can probably save you money too. Find out, go to puretalk.com/Tucker today. Switch to a company that aligns with your values. Pure Talk. When you sign up at puretalk.com/Tucker, you get an additional 50% off your first month. We recommend it.
Hi, Tucker. My name is Jessica McNaughton, and I just also want to say thank you so much for your courage, your leadership, your presence. When you were fired and you pivoted quickly and you gave a middle finger to the mainstream media, that was amazing. I've recently heard about your spiritual experience being attacked, and earlier today, RFK Jr. alluded to the fact that he believed this larger issue that we're dealing with is a spiritual battle between good and evil. And I was just wondering if you could speak to us a little bit about your perspective in being grounded and speaking truth to power, and what it's going to take for all of us to continue to unite, to come together, to put down our differences, and to help those that still might be sleeping to wake up. What do you think we need to do?
Well, thank you for your question. I mean, I could go on for hours, so I'll just pick one part of it and say two things. One, I think our obligation is to tell the truth at all times. Telling the truth is not an excuse to hurt other people. It's not, oh, you're fat. That's not the kind of truth I'm talking about at all. But I think we should be kind to each other. I think there are all kinds of things we shouldn't say. I don't think we should be banned from saying that. I believe in free speech, absolutely. But I think we should restrain ourselves and not be cruel to other people. I violate this all the time, by the way. I already have just in the last hour. But in general, I think we should be kind to each other, but I think we should never lie. I really think we should wake up every morning with a kind of New Year's resolution: I'm not going to lie today. And if I can't tell the truth, I'm not going to speak. Don't let a lie pass your lips. And if we do that, we are transformed inside. That's when we become bulletproof, when we decide to tell the truth, period. And the second thing that I think we should be aware of and awake to is, as we watch American politics revealed as not really political at all, it's not really about politics. This is the battle, this is the eternal battle between good and evil. And I'm not, of course, suggesting the Republican Party is good. It certainly isn't. Or the Democratic Party is all evil. I'm not saying that. It's not that simple. But clearly, underlying all these issues is the battle that every culture has described, every religion has described from the beginning of recorded history, which is a spiritual battle in the unseen world, which is as real as the chair I'm sitting in. That's what I've learned. That's a fact, by the way. I did not grow up believing that. I grew up in a totally secular world. But I have learned that through personal experience, that it's absolutely real, 100% real. And that politics are a manifestation of that battle. And I think it's very shocking to people. It's certainly shocking to me. It's like, we can't believe how much evil there is. I can't even believe this. People pushing wars for the sake of killing, just because they enjoy killing people. Like, that's a fact. I know them. I know Liz Cheney personally really well. That's what that's about. It's shocking to me. But we should not get lost in that and feel morose about it. Of course evil's real. What, do we think it wasn't? Come on. what we should remember is that good is also real, and it's among us, it's present. And I see it so clear. My wife and I had this conversation 2 nights ago at dinner. It's like you think of all the relationships that you've lost. Every person in this room has lost relationships in the past 5 years. This country's been divided on purpose. And that has affected all of us at the level of even our families. But as my wife pointed out, and you can't say this enough, in place of those lost relationships arise new relationships that are rooted in truth, that are so much deeper. That are not shallow at all. They're not acquaintanceships. They're like almost like relations. Like I have conversations with people now who I've only known for 4 years that are deeper with conversations I had with people I grew up with or people I'm related to. It's insane. We're being compensated for our loss in the form of true unity with people. It is absolutely crazy. And that is a manifestation of the spiritual war that I'm describing. Like that's the other side of it. And the number of people, and I won't even get into it at great length, but in one sense, the number of people I know who, like me, grew up on the coast in an affluent secular world where, God was at best like an idea. Many of them on the left, including Bobby Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard and a lot of others, who are all of a sudden like coming to realize, holy smokes, like they weren't kidding about this. Like there actually is a God, and who are coming to a spiritual awareness, people who never thought they would come to that awareness at all, never even thought about it, who all of a sudden are and are joyful about it. It's crazy. There's something totally real happening. And I should end by saying I'm the last person, like I'm not here to represent Christianity. If I'm here to represent Christianity, Christianity will be discredited because I have not lived a life worthy of that faith at all. Pretty mediocre person. Obviously. I worked in cable news, please. So it's not about me. It's just something that I have noticed. And it's absolutely thrilling. And there's a deeper unity. You saw it in the election results. Again, in the end, Trump got the votes of faithful Muslims and faithful Jews. What? And it's not even about Trump. It's about this moment is a moment of division, but also it's a moment of unity. And we should be really grateful for that. I am really grateful for that.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.